Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to speak in support of the Suicide Prevention Bill. Suicide is one of the most devastating challenges we face as a society. Not many of us will have been untouched by it. Each life lost leaves behind not just statistics, but empty chairs at dinner tables, unfinished dreams and families who carry a grief that never ends. In Strathfield, I think of one community member whose wife died by suicide near Burwood Station about 2 years ago. The pain of that loss was unimaginable. Yet just last week, in a moment filled with both grief and pride, he stood and became an Australian citizen. His story reminds us that behind every tragedy are lives of resilience, courage and love, but also the heavy shadow that suicide casts across our communities. And that is why, when it comes to suicide, there can be no remedy after the fact. There can only be prevention. This bill takes us closer to that vision. It says prevention first, compassion first, humanity first. In Strathfield, we are building the Wellbeing Strathfield program with the same spirit, a focus on preventative health, on strengthening community before crises take hold. Because prevention is always more powerful than remedy, and nowhere is that truer than with suicide. Madam Speaker, the mechanics of this bill matter deeply, but they've already been covered by other speakers. Let me simply say that these are not abstract mechanics in the bill. Together, they represent a shift from fragmentation to a coordinated approach, from reaction to prevention, and from despair to hope. But let me speak of the part of this issue that weighs most heavily on me, the tragedy of youth suicide. The death of a young person has just got to be the most devastating thing in the world. A child, a teenager, with all life ahead cut short by despair. Earlier this year, I hosted a youth mental health forum in Strathfield where young people spoke with honesty and courage about their struggles. They told us about the pressure to succeed, about the loneliness of feeling unseen, about the silence that too often surrounds mental distress. They asked us to listen and to act, to ensure that no young person should ever feel invisible or believe that their only option is to leave this world. Their voices are with me today as we debate this bill. Of course, suicide prevention will always be complex. There is no simple answer, no simple fix, but complexity cannot be an excuse for inaction. This bill provides a framework for action, informed by compassion, guided by lived experience, and grounded in accountability. It says to every person struggling, you're not alone. It says to every family grieving, we will keep working to prevent this for others. It says to our young people, your lives matter, your voices matter, your future matters. And it says to all of us, we share this responsibility. Suicide prevention is not the work of one minister or one agency or one profession. It's the work of all of us together. This bill will not end suicide overnight, but it sets us on a path of prevention, of compassion, and of shared humanity. And let me finish with this. For suicide, there can be no remedy, only prevention, only compassion, and only hope. Because every life saved is a universe preserved, and every act of prevention is an act of love. I commend the bill to the House.
I call the member for South Coast.